Welcome back to Deaton Street. I'm Dustin and he's Zach. And in today's video, we're going to talk about if Gemini 1.5 will make Google the AI leader for everyday users. But before that, if you enjoyed this video, go down below, hit the like button, subscribe if you really like it, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Now, Zach, you've been blowing up my phone all day, scaring me about switching phone, the whole nine. This is the reason why we're doing this video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I drank the Kool-Aid today, the different flavor of Kool-Aid. We're both Apple guys. Both of us have iPhones and iMacs and everything like that. Your boy's thinking about the Google Pixel. I even priced a Google Pixel out today, which felt gross. But I might do it. I need to, maybe broaden my horizons. But the reason is I really think that Google with Gemini 1.5 and the Gemini era, as they say, the integrations are going to make them an industry leader for everyday users in the AI space. And they're finally crossing the horizon of AI as an everyday consumer piece rather than a product in search of a consumer, which I feel like it has been for a while here, or even just kind of like a buzzword for different, models and things. So we're making the point that Gemini's ability to integrate AI into existing Google applications and infrastructure is what's going to set it apart and eventually make it the leader for everyday users as far as the AI space. So let's talk about some of the features that we saw and some of the integrations that we saw that led us to this conclusion.
So the first thing that I was really impressed with was the multimodal video, which is part of their Project Astra, or Google's Project Astra, which is kind of a response to like ChatGPT having done this or just announced this the day before this conference. So it's not a new concept, but it being executed as well as it was or is going to be was impressive. And the reason why I say that is because the example they used was the lady was walking around with her phone, the Pixel, and she had Astra open with the camera and was asking it different things. Was this part of the speaker? What am I looking at? Like those typical things. But then she went out to the window and then she said, "Where am I at?" And then it proceeded to give a general location based on what looked to be rooftops. Like, oh, that was a little impressive. And then right after that, she said, "Hey, do you remember where I put my glasses?" And it had an answer. And it said, "They're right over there on the desk."
Next to Apple,
it remembered, it remembered where the glasses were from the start of the video kind of thing. So that blew my mind. That was impressive.
I think too, if you think about like integrations in Google and having the infrastructure that OpenAI doesn't, that's a feature that could eventually roll out to the Nest. Now, privacy concerns, right? Do you want Google to be open and closing your webcams or the little cameras on top of the displays all the time? But if they lock it to where they super duper swear they won't open it unless you ask them to.
Yeah. Okay.
It could be nice. Like, like my backpack's up there. Like, what if I didn't know where my backpack was? And I could be like, "Hey, Google, where did I leave my backpack?" And he'd be like, it's where you always leave it in your studio. That could be cool. That's a cool integration that could get to average everyday users that have like, really low privacy concerns.
Yeah, for sure. The next thing that I noticed that was impressive was their Gmail integration. Now, I, like probably many of you, use Gmail on a day-to-day basis. If not, you're using Outlook and you probably have your Gmail plugged into Outlook, as like an email client or whatever. But the integration with Gemini and everything made it much more appealing. They were able to pull like a long email thread or something, or just a long email and summarize it. And then it was in one of the little trailers they had, it was like this guy, he said, I need to make this very ordinary sentence into a business email, or like check it to make sure it's good enough for me to send before I hit send, because I don't want to look stupid. He didn't say that, but that's what I interpreted. Because you don't want to look dumb,
Yeah.
in business emails like that. Like, absolutely, dude. If I can have AI clean up my email and then send it, and it's not like a average text to the next person I'm trying to communicate with over email, absolutely do that all day.
Yeah, and to your point earlier, like that's not a new concept. That's not even
Yeah.
like a fully AI concept. There's like other like I think I used to have an app. I can't remember what it's called. Grammarly can do some of that
Yeah.
kind of, but just the idea of it being able to take a thread, look through the thread, summarize that thread, generate a response. We're entering the territory of actual AI assistants rather than
Yeah.
like AI assistants that, can't really communicate with your email or your devices, or that you have to go to a separate app for, or
hmm
buy a new wearable for, right? So it just, that really impressed me as well. Just that
Yeah.
ability to kind of go through there and do all of those things really quickly all at once.
Yeah. It's not really the AI that's impressive, because I mean, yeah, that's impressive, but it's the integration.
It's both, right? It's like that
Both.
both of
Yeah.
them together. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I saw that got me really excited, I think I text you, right, in the tons of
Yeah.
texts that I was sending, was the generative media inside their messaging app. Like that is so cool. Just the
hmm
ability to, and their example was really, really dumb. But they said, "Oh yeah, my buddy texted me wanting to play pickleball." And so I made a joke. What is that, like tennis, but with pickles? And then they pulled up and generated a tennis pickle picture, and then just drag and dropped it into the thing to essentially make it like a little meme. Like you can make memes just
Like
like that.
instant memes.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
that's incredible. But it's just
Yeah.
that ability to take, like, everyone can do that, right? My
Yeah.
mom, my grandma, the people that don't like tech, the folks that aren't subscribed to this channel.
hmm
That's the type of thing where these AI features are going to get to the everyday user. The next thing, and I think the
hmm
biggest thing, is the continued integration of AI features into Google search, the Gemini features.
Yeah.
I was blown away when they showed the ability to look up a week or 2 week meal plan, change features about that meal plan based on dietary needs, and then at the end, either export the meal plan or export the um, shopping list for the meal plan. I don't know about you, man, but like that's it. That's the type of thing that I want an AI assistant to do. You can
Yep.
keep all the other noise. That's useful.
That's it. That was impressive, because I mean, so think about it like that. If we're staying in the health space here, a
Mhm.
dietary. What if I told it I want to start a gym membership, and I don't know where to start with working out. What workouts do I need to do?
Mhm.
This is my body type. This is blah blah blah, and then like it would list out. Oh, you need to do 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, whatever, and then, oh, actually, no, I don't want to do calisthenics. I want to do powerlifting.
Yeah.
Go that route. So like if it can do all of that, oh, I want to build a computer. What parts do I need? Pulls
And,
a shopping list together for you.
and look, and
Boom.
we know maybe the comments are going to say, look, ChatGPT can do that. Right. We agree that ChatGPT can
Yes.
do that and can do it actually pretty well. I used ChatGPT 4.0 today to kind of
hmm
look at a calorie, like it kept my calories for the day, just as a little experiment.
Yeah.
The ability to do it right into the Google search is really cool. It makes a ton of sense, but it's going to
hmm
get the average everyday user to start using those features. It's going
Yep.
to integrate into normal people's lives. And I say normal because if you're on this channel, or you're Dustin and I, you're not normal. You're probably a techie, right? It's going to
Well, I know
integrate.
we're not normal.
Well, that's true. We should probably just
Yeah.
speak for ourselves. It's going to integrate into folks' lives in a much more broad sense. And it's going to make people like me think about getting a Pixel. The other thing on there is the video part, like the multimodal Google search, and the
Yeah.
circle the search too is really cool.
hmm
But I mean, you were talking about the record player that they were showing
Yeah.
and the issue there.
Yeah. you know, she had the phone out, and this was like a live demonstration. Uh, she had the record player and and I watched it. Don't remember the name of the thing. I should know.
The
My
little
dad used to be a DJ.
little record player thing.
The little record player
Just the
thingy,
arm, I
you
think.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the little arm. It wouldn't stay, right? And so like she's, hey, video this. And what's wrong with this? Why isn't it staying? And what's that called? And then it pulled up. Well, it made it extremely simple of an explanation for her to understand, okay, well, this is what I need to look up next, or this is what I need to ask it next. Because I mean, I would imagine that I would just want to continue having the conversation
Mhm.
with Gemini instead of like, oh, thanks, Gemini. I'm going to push you aside and then go do a Google search.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Well, it's integrated into that Google search too, so you can continue searching, kind of like
Yeah.
down a little bit of a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You and I aren't auto mechanics, but if something breaks on our car, we're Googling it to figure out how to fix it because we
Yep.
don't like to pay to have our
Yep.
cars fixed. In fact, most of the time we're texting each other about it.
Yep. I changed my headlights out yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I thought about this. I was like, oh, it'd be nice if, because I often have like small questions when I'm doing projects that aren't,
Mhm.
I'm watching a YouTube video, but I'm like, oh, am I supposed to be removing this hose or that hose? And is it okay to remove that clamp to get to
Mhm.
here? It'd be nice just to pop over my phone, go like, hey, am I doing this right? Can you take me? I'm kind of stuck here. Can you take me into like the proper way to put my engine back together here? Like,
I just need to
oh,
roll underneath my car and be like, how do I take my transmission apart, please?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now you get into the whole like, can you trust AI and the
Mhm.
hallucinations, and it can
Yeah.
only go as far as its accuracy is. And
Yeah.
this was a presentation; it was a very clean presentation, so all of this should be taken with a massive grain of salt. But
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good about Gemini 1.5.
It looks solid.
You know who isn't probably feeling pretty good about Gemini 1.5?
Mm.
Apple.
Ooh. Where have they been? What's going on? Like,
So real quickly at the end of this video, because
yeah.
we are Apple folks. We use
Yeah.
Apple products. That's our primary kind of tech company that we cover and use. So they're reportedly close to a deal with OpenAI to bring
Mhm.
ChatGPT to iOS 18. From what I've read, though, that doesn't preclude them from also using Gemini, also making a deal with Google. But the privacy factor of all of this, they typically don't use data like Google does. They don't
Yeah.
hound data. They pride themselves on the privacy aspect of their devices. I think that even if they jump into this race, pedal to the metal, I think that they have some things that are going to hold them back and they're not going to be able to catch up, even if they jump into the race next month.
I have a feeling that Apple might do the same thing they usually do and hang back and then release their version of whatever in the next year or so, which will, in my opinion, ultimately cripple what they're going to try and do, especially if Gemini is as good as it looks.
Right.
And it looks really good,
It looks
you
great.
know. It
I
looks good.
iPhone sales are down. We've known this.
Yeah.
A lot of the feedback on our iPad video was that this is just a hardware upgrade,
Mhm.
and there's not a lot of AI or large software upgrades. They need to do something in this space, and they've been hinting at it. They've said things like "absolutely incredible" is what WWDC is going to be, which absolutely incredible AI, right? They're leaning
Mhm.
into it, but if they're just now finishing contracts with ChatGPT or Google for Gemini, that makes
Yeah.
me think that the Siri integration isn't going to be the same as the Gemini integration on an Android device. And that scares
Yeah.
me.
I'm questioning Apple, but we'll see at WWDC.
And we'll cover that. We'll probably do a couple more videos speculating before then.
Mhm.
But yeah, so look, I don't think Gemini is ever going to be the most powerful. I don't think Google is going to be the leader in like coding, although they did show some stuff. I didn't understand all the coding stuff, to be honest with you. I'm not a coder, but they did show like they have the most like power cooling systems for stuff. Like they're set up infrastructure wise to be a major player in this space, but that ability to integrate where ChatGPT just can't because they don't have Google Pixels and they don't have the largest search engine for everyone to use. I think Gemini's set up to take the lead in this AI race.
Yeah.
But
As of now, yeah.
But what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Are we talking out the side of our mouths here? Do we not know anything that we're talking about? Maybe so.
Highly possible.
Yeah. But if you believe that, let us know, and let us know about what you thought about Gemini.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
See ya.
I'm walking the streets of nowhere. I'm playing